morning.
Good morning.
Happy Saturday. Welcome to episode 5 of Ramona The Airstream. We're slowly but surely plugging along on all of our projects. Step by step, taking this thing apart. Not quite ready to put it back together yet. We're still in the take apart part.
Demolition phase.
Yeah. So anyway, we thought you'd like to hang out with us this morning. We're going to do some projects and just kind of bring you along. We don't have a ton to show you of what we've done, but we'll show you what we've got so far since our last time we were together and keep working. Anything to say?
Sounds good to me.
What are you doing?
Oh, I was just looking at this. These are pretty crunchy.
Of course.
They're definitely going to have to get replaced.
1973. You'd be crunchy if you've been sitting out in the sun since 1973 too.
You've been crunchy since you were born. All right. Just walk around.
Yeah.
See what's done. So, started ripping out all this stuff over here. Obviously still have the water heater there and furnace, but there was all the plumbing was all through here. You can see where the exhaust for the plumbing is, but that ran all the way back there. There's all the copper lines for the water, which had 3 bursts, I guess, where they exploded. Looks like it was from maybe the lines freezing or something. People didn't winterize it properly, so there's 3 different spots. I don't even think I told you that on the copper lines that were like bursted right open, right through the copper.
I bet I think Ramona originally was from Texas. I know that because it's hard to see, but on the outside, I guess we could show you, very faintly it says Texas. You know what I'm talking about? Like they had like a giant Texas sticker, because I think people, do you not know what I'm talking about?
I think I do. Where's it at?
Well, it's right here. Look.
Let's
So,
see this situation.
not to be like, oh, now I gotta find it. Oh yeah. So, people from Texas, I think, are very proud of being from Texas. So, they thought that she should have stickers that say Texas.
Texas. Wow. Yeah,
That's something really special about Texas. I think there's a certain Texas
in
pride situation. I know. Like, I feel like
buff that out.
I'm from California, Arizona, Colorado. I don't know that I would ever just put like Arizona on the side of my thing.
Seriously.
But so anyway, where I was going with that is that originally I think Ramona spent some life in Texas, and then she came from northern Wyoming, which was super cold. So maybe between Texas and Wyoming, if nothing happened, we burst pipes.
Well, that's what the guy was saying. Was the guy who owned it, who was in Texas, he actually bought it from Colorado, and he was a worker in the oil fields, and so he brought it down to Texas with him, where he was working in the oil fields, and he just used it as his place to stay and sleep while he was working out there remotely.
And put a Texas sticker on it.
Put a Texas sticker.
So anyway, we burst pipes.
Glad there's just not a big sticker that said like oil. Could be worse.
No, none of that.
Anyway, so plumbing, got all that ripped out. Starting to work on these lights. Got a couple of those off. The whole front panel up here, all the windows, you could see you've got these like frames around them had to come off, and we're stripping all this down because obviously we need to get to these liners here need to come off, and so everything that's holding that back. Also ripped out all the electrical, all the outlets. There's a bunch of those around here.
I thought that was interesting. We were like, okay, we pulled the stuff out, so now it's time to pull the panels. And I mean, I guess like anything else, you forget how many like little details come with a project, right?
Gosh.
Like, yeah, we got the big stuff off, so now the panels can come off. And we're like, wait, but there's like 72 little things that's got to come off before the big things, or after the big things come off, before the panels can come off. So now we're working on all the little trims and edges and stuff coming off. Good morning, cousin. Danielle Ray is watching live, she says. This is our trailer, Ramona. We're going to go on adventures. It's going to be so good. Tom, I appreciated your intuition on cutting out this pipe situation. I don't know if I even told you, but so there was this big, what was the big black pipe thing for?
As a drain pipe. So
drain pipe.
Yeah, from the kitchen sink, the water would drain down and back, and then there's a drain back there.
So Tom was like, how does this thing even come off? Like, I don't even understand how to get it out. Where do I unbolt it? Where do I do this? And we're in all these like Airstream forums and groups. So he posted like, what do I do here? Like, how do I get this thing off? And he was all kinds of aggravated with it. And like the post needed to be approved first. So he was like, he couldn't get an instant answer basically. And he got aggravated and was like, forget it. I'm just going to cut it out. I'm just going to saw it. And so he just like took his saw to it and cut this thing.
That's what I did.
Out. But where I was going with that.
It's a handy dandy plumbing remover right here.
Yeah. But it was very intuitive because then, like a day later after the post got approved, I don't know if you went back in there, but everyone was like, yeah, just take your Sawzall to it. And you're like, oh, getting aggravated and sawing it out was the proper thing to do anyway. So, good job.
Yeah. So even though we don't really know what we're doing, we know what we're doing.
We're going to figure out what we're doing.
Stelmar says, it'll be fine.
It'll be fine. Everything's always fine. Yeah, so anyway, we're just working on taking all the little things off so that we can get to
all
the panels.
All the blinds, too. Is that what those are called? Shades? Blinds?
I think they're shades.
Yeah. Rip all those bad boys out.
We had a delay. We thought we would have more work done. But turns out we had to...
What are you trying to say? That was a lot of work. I mean, I guess you wouldn't know because you didn't do any of it.
That's not true. I did some stuff.
What'd you do?
I helped you clean the shed.
Oh, right. The shed cleaning.
So that's what I was going to say is we had a day that we were like, we can work on the Airstream today. We have a whole day. We're going to get so much done. And we were so excited about it. And the trouble is all these panels are huge, right? So we're like, where are we going to put them? Like, if we take them off, they have to go somewhere. And the whole garage was full of all of this interior, like all of the cabinets and all of the pieces. And so the garage is full, so we have no place in the garage to put these panels. So we had to move everything that was in the garage into the shed, but the shed was full of nonsense, shed stuff, mess. So we had to spend a whole day cleaning out the shed so that we could clean out the garage so that we could get back to doing the Airstream.
So what you're trying to say is if you know anybody that's looking to buy any interior Airstream parts, got plenty for sale.
We have a whole
and
shed.
I would love to get them out of my shed, out of my garage. And yeah. So we're gonna need a place to store the stuff that we're building to put in here too.
Right.
I mean, I guess part of that will just be building it in here. But parts, supplies, materials, all the things.
Thankful to have a garage. Well, did you discover anything, Tom, in these demolitions that was interesting or troublesome, or what made you go, oh shoot? Because you do that. Tom takes stuff apart and he's like, oh no.
Yeah.
Oh no, I don't know what I'm going to do with
Some
this.
days are better than others. I mean, I definitely had a moment where I was in here trying to figure out how to take off the plumbing and the copper and the air conditioner vents and the furnace, and I'm like, oh my gosh, like this is a freaking project. And I was starting to feel that way.
You want to talk about your mindset? How I talk you out of it all the time? Tom likes to get overwhelmed. And I have to remind him that we don't know what we're doing and that there's like so many steps in this process. Probably like, I don't know, thousands of steps. And in each step that we get to, we've never done it before. So we're going to be like, I don't know what to do. And we're going to have a choice with every single one of those 5,000 steps of like, do we get discouraged because we don't know what to do and we've never done it before, or do we like look at it as a puzzle and a challenge and have fun researching and learning and figuring it out? You're making this face at me.
I'm making no face. The latter mindset and approach is a lot more fruitful and productive.
It is,
and
because
enjoyable.
otherwise we're not going to have fun. We're going to be like resentful of the process, and we don't want to be resentful. This is like dream life
You didn't
situation.
realize you were going to be getting a
so
psychology
everything is with
lesson
me.
here.
Everything is. It always is.
Yeah, this is good. You might want to write that down. This is good life advice.
No, it's true, because everything that we do, I mean, do you want to go into it and be like, oh, what the heck, I don't even know what to do? Well, of course you don't know what to do. Like, every new thing that you ever do in life, we're learning, and we've never done it before. So you either get flustered with every step and aggravated, and then how, is this fun? Like, is this going to be fun? And do we want this to be fun? Yes, we want it to be fun. This is like goal dream life stuff. Like, of course it's fun.
Yeah.
So we have to be intentional. Be intentional about our thoughts. Take every thought and hold it captive and say, oh, I've never done this before. What do I get to figure out today? What do I get to learn? How do I get to grow? How do I get to enhance my remodeling, building skills? What favorite power tool do I get to have the opportunity to learn today?
It's fun. I'm going to be happy when it's done.
No, we don't get to think that yet. Your heart started. We don't get to think about being done just yet. You're going to be happy to enjoy the process of creating something, making it renewed.
It's good. As I look around at 1,500 rivets we got to remove to get rid of these panels.
Oh, you like doing that?
Ooh, I don't like doing that.
Well, you're going to learn to like doing that.
All right, what do I do with this thing?
15.
Our
I know, why
music
you set it down?
disappeared.
Why are you holding it?
Well, because it was a better angle at the time.
I think we also talked a little bit this week about kind of budgeting and realistically the cost. It is not inexpensive in any way to remodel an Airstream. So it's, we don't really have a like solid dollar, but amount. I don't know. We'll kind of see how it goes. But on average, from my research, people say that you can look at spending, give or take, about $1,000 a foot. So we're 20. Why do I always forget this? 24 feet, 23 feet, 24 feet, 24 feet. Okay. So in theory, you could spend $20,000 to $25,000 remodeling this, plus the cost of purchasing it, which, you know, is not inexpensive. But then I started looking at, like, okay, if you just went and bought a used, like, RV travel trailer situation, like I started looking at some of them online, that's what you're spending $30,000 to $50,000, give or take. Like, maybe you can get one cheaper, but it's used, it's stock, it's standard, it looks like they all look like they depreciate in value as they get
What
older.
costs $20,000?
What?
What costs $20,000?
All the things.
Mm-hmm.
Tom likes to think that things don't cost anything and don't involve any work, and then all of a sudden when they cost a bunch of money.
I don't think so. We'll keep tabs, but I'm thinking like 7.
I mean, we're good at doing things for significantly less than what they're supposed to be, but I think you're maybe underestimating. Either way, so let's just say that you go out and you buy something newer but used. You spend $30,000 to $50,000, and it's, why is their dog out? Hey, Marley. Come here,
buddy.
You can come in. Come in. Come on. Come here, buddy. Come here. No, you can't go walk around the neighborhood. Talk about how things cost. Come here. Come here.
You're the one that's
Anyway, if you bought this thing like new, used-ish, you would spend $30,000 to $50,000, and it would depreciate in value because that's what these things do. And it, you know, some people like the look of them. That's cool, but it would be standard, right? Where we can spend just the same or less in Tom's hopeful, positive hopes. Spend maybe less. Either way, even if you spend just the same, you're owning like this cool vintage piece of history. You're remodeling it to be exactly how you want it to be, exactly our style, exactly our like look and vibe and what we want our home to look like. Airstreams actually go up in value because it's like, you know, owning a classic car or something like that. So really, all I guess I'm saying is that in the end, even though we're putting in all this work, you could spend just the same amount of money as you would to buy something new. So
well,
I think
it's an investment, right?
Right.
I mean, at least that's how you sold it to me on anyway. It's a business idea. Because if you put in 20 grand, like these things remodel, I mean, they're selling for $50,000 to $100,000.
Yeah, and I mean that's not necessarily our intention, but it's possible. Where if you buy, let's say you went out and bought, you know, like a 10-year-old RV for whatever, $30,000, and then you drove it around for 10 years, like it's not going to be worth what you bought it for. It's going to be worth significantly less, right? Where with something like this, you're going opposite. So I think that's cool.
Yeah.
It's a good thing. You want to build something? Tom looks like he's getting antsy. He wants to take a power tool to something. What do you want to do? Do something.
I think I was in the middle of pulling all this stuff off the ceiling, so
yeah. So
we'll keep going with that.
That's kind of our first step to get these panels off. Is we have to get all the things off so that the top one can come off before we can get the side ones off, because the top, like, it goes over. It's kind of like a puzzle. Anyway. Let's do that.
Mm-hmm.
If you're on live, I would love to hear any questions. You have a question for us, put it in the comments and we'll talk about it. We'll chit chat about it. I want to show you guys this piece because I love it. So most things we're redoing, but this is like, this has to stay. Look how cool this is. This is like the original control panel, and I don't know, it just was so cool to me. I love it. It's like classic vintage awesomeness. So of all the things that are gonna be remodeled, this has got to
bugs flying out of there.
Ooh, dead bugs.
Lots of moss.
Dead. Oh man.
That's been an adventure actually with pulling this thing apart. Is like, for once in a while, you got like, especially these shelves, these bins that were up here. It's like you think you've got all the screws off of this dang thing and all the rivets drilled out, and you're like trying to pull it, it's still stuck on, and then you're like, man, it feels like there's like 10 more screws in this, and all of a sudden you take off one, and it's like, it comes crashing down on you. Same thing with this thing, right? Pull this light off. Yeah, there's like a little mini pine cone up there.
A mini pine cone? How did a pine cone get in there? Mini pine cone.
Moths. You get a whole face full of surprises on occasion. So.
I feel like everything you pull off, there's like a gazillion wires coming out of it. How do you feel about that?
I mean, there's wires, yeah.
You're gonna have to like do you feel confident about that?
No.
So that's a big project. It's another thing we talked about recently is like, you know, even if things are halfway working or functioning or okay, like it makes the most sense to redo them while we're doing it, you know? Like, everything in here is old, and even if it still works, like, it could work better updated, and it would be less likely to cause more problems down the road. So while everything is taken apart and ripped out, like, you might as well update stuff now instead of waiting till it most likely breaks while we're on the road and living in it and don't have a garage to work on things, it would be better just to like do it now, which maybe is some work more than necessary because not everything is broken, but might as well do it right? Like if you're gonna do it all the way.
Mm-hmm.
What are you doing there, guy? Explain what you're doing. People need to. They can't see. They need dialogue. Narrate. Pretend you're Morgan Freeman.
I am pulling this thing out of this.
Morgan Freeman does not sound like that.
I got no Morgan Freeman is in.
You don't know who Morgan Freeman is?
I don't know the name. I think I could put a face to it, but I don't know his voice. What is his voice?
Not that.
You tell me. How's his voice go?
No, I don't know. It's way more peaceful than that. It could makes you feel happy.
Once upon a day, I was pulling this cord out of the thing.
No?
Better. No. What is this?
That's air conditioner.
You know, I really appreciate, one thing I've noticed on this is how many things we pull off and they say that they're like US made. It's an interesting reminder of how different things are. This is made in Columbus, Ohio. Made in the USA, it says. Like now it feels like nothing's made in the US. It says it's a summer air conditioner. You can only use it in the summer, apparently. That's what it says. Well, we would love as you guys follow along. If anybody ever has questions, we would love to chat about any of your thoughts. Give us some stuff to talk about. Well, we're going to spend the day working on this thing. We didn't have a ton of updates to show you this round since we spent our work day cleaning out garages and stuff. But hopefully by the next time we come together, we'll have a lot more progress to show.
Nasty. What is that?
Hey, buddy. Come on in.
Elijah? No wonder why that light didn't work.
What?
Switch isn't plugged into anything.
It was just sitting in there.
Yeah. So that light didn't work because the switch
Come check it out.
wasn't even wired to the light. It wasn't even connected. What? Come over here. This one over here.
You gonna be Daddy's helper? This is Elijah.
This normally gets plugged in.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's all like loose and doesn't even stay on.
See, it goes into there. The wire comes out, and then it plugs into the light.
And then this one is ripped off. Look, that goes there. Those are disconnected. So the light didn't work.
We're all learning things as we go along. You wanna say hi? Look, people are hanging out with us. They're watching us.
Hello.
Say hello. They're watching what it's like to fix up Ramona. What do you want to do? What kind of project do you want to do in here? Do you want to be a helper? No? You don't learn how to use some tools and stuff? No?
I already know how to use my everything.
You know how to use tools?
I only know.
Elijah says he knows how to use the screwdriver. You want to unscrew something? Come here. Come here, you can. Elijah wants to do something.
Here, you want to do the last screw? Can you get up on the chair?
Here, let's move it over for you. Okay, we have our helper.
Stand up. We need to undo this screw right there.
These aren't like live or anything, are they?
No, it's not electric. Alright, got it? You able to do it with those big
He's
gloves
got his
on?
safety gear on. He's got helmets and gloves.
Okay. Put on that one right there.
Maybe help him so he doesn't drop it on his face.
Harder. Push.
Yay! Yay!
on by more bugs.
Bugs and chunks come flying out, everything you do. Sticks, pine cones.
Why pine cones?
Ew, look, Elijah, there's dead bugs on it. Look, there's moths.
Ew, I don't want to.
Our daughter has like this deadly fear of moths. She would be so thrilled in here to get rained dead moths on every time you take something apart.
Yeah.
She would love it. Alright, well thanks for joining us, friends.
Noah had a good idea.
What?
He was saying that we should collect all the dead, dry bugs around here and put them into candy. You know how like people eat dried grasshoppers and scorpions inside of lollipops? He was saying that we should make vintage Airstream
Stop.
crunchy bug candy.
This is a terrible idea.
I mean, you could market just about anything. I think if we got the right branding, the right message, put the whole Ramona story behind it. I don't know, would any of you guys buy crunchy chocolate covered, chocolate covered vintage Airstream crunchy chocolate moth candy?
I think that.
Who would do it? How about, ooh, I got an idea. We're gonna make some. And anybody out there watching who, we're gonna put on a little contest.
You're out of your mind. We're not doing this. Do you know how much work we have to do? We have hours and hours and hours and hours, probably like 1,000 hours of work on an Airstream. And you want to make dead bug candy?
Oh no, I'm not gonna make it. Juliet is really good at making things, baking, all that. We'll have Juliet and Noah make some vintage crunchy bug chocolate candy. And
We're not.
let's see.
We're not doing this.
What are the details of the contest?
What contest?
Somebody's got to eat it.
Elijah
And
will do that.
you'll be featured as
My dad will do it.
the true.
My dad will do it.
Oh yeah, we ain't even gotta like pay your dad.
He'll do it.
Yeah, we'll enjoy it. We'll make him some. We won't even tell. That's even better. We won't even tell them that there's bugs in there, and we'll send it to them.
That's mean.
But I can already envision it. This is gonna be good. All right, folks.
This is true. When I was a kid, my dad would. He was a fisherman. Is a fisherman.
Really?
And we would don't feed him that. Stop.
Oh, he ate it.
You fed it to the
maybe
dog.
not.
No.
Spit it out.
The dog won't even
Come
eat
back
it.
for a second.
See, the dog won't eat it.
Oh no, it's done.
Um,
Dry aged.
my dad's a fisherman, and when I was little, we would go out fishing, and I think he even has done this with my children, and he would, you fish with live bait, usually worms. Sometimes we would do little shrimpy things, but either way, he would always eat one just for the gross factor, and I would, be a little girl and about it and cry and ew, and be all grossed out, and he would eat one of the worms and then spit it, and it was disgusting. So he would do that, but either way, like, you were so off track. We're not making bugs. We're not eating bugs.
Oh, yeah.
Nobody needs to eat the vintage bugs.
We're not off track. I don't know what you're talking about. That was part of the demolition process.
Anyway, we're gonna go now, and we're gonna get some work done. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for hanging out with us. Oh, Scott wants the dead bug candy.
All right.
He wants it, but only if it tastes like cookie dough. I mean, we could put it in cookie dough.
Cookie dough.
That's the thing.
Juliet makes pretty good cookie dough, actually. Like
She does.
edible. Well, of course it's edible, but like, that you just snack on, right?
Yeah.
Snackable
Thanks.
cookie dough. We will make vintage Ramona.
Scott would be the perfect person to be
dry-aged moths
featured.
in cookie dough.
You can have it for your dessert on our grand voyage.
Yeah, you can put it in your little nightstand or all your other midnight snacks.
Scott keeps candy in his nightstand, so I guess he's getting bug candy.
All right, we're making it, and we will.
Yeah.
Depending
See?
on how the demand goes.
See, Lauren's excited. Oh no, the cookie dough Juliet made while we were there. No, Juliet made terrible cookie dough. You're on here saying how good it was.
Oh yeah,
and that
that's
was
true.
Nasty.
That was really bad. I don't know what happened.
She loves to bake, but sometimes bad things happen.
Yeah, I've had her cookie dough before, which is really good. But the one that she made last time on the bottom of that ice cream cake, right?
Yeah.
Oh wow. Yeah. What did people say? I think Noah said it tasted like lawn clippings or something like that.
Lawn clippings.
Yeah,
I don't know. It wasn't.
it did.
It wasn't
Definitely
good.
not her best batch.
No. All right, friends. Thanks for joining us. Happy Saturday. Next time we'll have some goodness to show you.
What do you mean? We had goodness today?
Well, I know we have goodness, but like more progress. We'll have more progress to show you. Bye, friends.